the one thing I do or pride myself in doing is that when somebody dies and it's somebody that I didn't particularly care for, I pride myself in not wishing death on another person. And it just I just think it's in bad taste to do this. I've been criticized every time a bad person dies in this country, a bad political figure that I thought was a toxic individual, and just you know, I would I don't like to use the word evil to describe a person, but when Jesse Helms was alive, and for those too young to remember, Senator Jesse Helms was a U.S. Senator from North Carolina, a Republican senator from North Carolina, to serve in the U.S. Senate from 1973 to 2003. Um, an open, vile bigot, if there ever was one, an old time segregationist that got elected on a segregationist platform in 1972. He went from segregationism to homophobia, that sort of thing, and anytime there was a chance to let his heart open up to the world with all his hatred, Jesse Helms would do such a thing. Uh, Reverend Jerry Falwell, from the Thomas Rowe Baptist Church in Lynchburg, Virginia, founder of the Moral Majority, one of the avatars of the Christian right in the 1980s and 1990s. He died of a heart attack in 2007. And there were people absolutely delighted over his death. Um, you know, what's another person that I could think of? Earlier this year, Rush Limbaugh, right-wing radio talk show host, another bigot, another hateful, divisive figure, dead. I didn't cheer for his death either. And on September 13th, a local radio talk show host, television and radio talk show host, and a pastor of the Denver Bible Church in Denver, Colorado, was Bob Enyart, and he died at the age of 62, just a few days ago. Now, again, I'm not going to wish death and be delighted over his death. These people are horrible people, and there are many others like these people I just mentioned. I will not wish death on people that I despise because it will stoop me down to their level. I understand the anger of people who shares my politics, who would take delight in the death of bad people like Bob Enyart. That's just what I don't do because, as I said, to me, I don't want to be put down the level, down to the gutter with Bob Enyart. He was 62 years old and he died of COVID complications. He was an anti-masker and he was an anti-vaxxer. And he pretty much asked for COVID to go and attack him. Now, I want to tell you about his earlier life. He he was, as I said, a pastor of the Bible Church in Denver, Colorado. He was a radio talk show host and a TV talk show host, and he was a strong proponent of capital punishment. He was a strong proponent of basically what I'd like to call Christian Sharia. This guy was like the poster child for someone like he basically was the poster child of someone like Ned Flanders from The Simpsons, the ultra religious neighbor of Homer and Marge Simpson. That's what he reminds me of. And 10 times more obnoxious than the cartoon character. And he was annoying, the cartoon character. This bastard used to go and not only bash or criticize homosexuality. I mean, he viciously criticized them. It wasn't just like, ooh, ooh, It was more like his jam was like, depraved, so-called homosexuals and all this sort of thing. And on the talk show, people will call in and challenge him and tell him how wrong and how hateful he was. And he will read up the names of people who died of AIDS and glee over the fact that they died of AIDS. Kind of like the Reverend, gosh, what's his name? The guy that the Westboro Baptist preacher, Westboro Baptist Church preacher. I cannot think of his name at the moment. And I could tell you, okay, hold on a second. This is why I like Wikipedia. Yeah, I could tell you the guy's name in just a short moment. Fred Phelps, that is correct. He was basically like if Fred Phelps and Ned Flanders was one person, it'll be that guy. Yeah, and he was a child abuser when he was alive. He was a proponent of corporal punishment. He believed in physically abusing kids by beating them to death. He was just an awful person. And to give you just a little bit of a glimpse of what a horrible person he was, I'm going to give you a blast from the past. And this is not a blast in the past in a positive way. It's a blast in the past in the sense that I'm showing you what kind of a person he was. Here we go.
All right, doing our best to answer Robert's questions. Robert, go ahead. From Nova Scotia, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Okay, I was asking you about your homophobic.
Yes. Yeah, I'm homophobic.
Yes. Why? What is so bad? Are you afraid of them, or what? You want to take away all their jobs and?
All right, Robert.
What's so bad about them?
All right, I am homophobic. I've come out of the closet. I admit it. I'm homophobic, and I'm proud of it. I was born this way. Now, do you think I should change to make you happy?
Huh?
Do you think I should change to make you happy?
But that sounds a lot like homosexuals. They were born that way.
Amazing.
Do you think they should change?
Well, guess what? I was born homophobic, and I think my homophobia should be celebrated by liberals. They should be glad because I'm expressing what it is that I am. Homos make me puke. I don't know about you, but if I see two guys and they're going to kiss each other, I'm going to lose my lunch. It's not possible. Now, guess what? When I came out of the closet and admitted it that I'm homophobic, I told my family, they loved and accepted me. I found out some of my family members were homophobic, and even at my church. So I think it's cool. Instead of repress our feelings and lie about who we really are, we should come out and say, homos make me sick. It feels so good.
Oh my God. That is almost comical how what a dumbass he was when he was alive. Now, I don't think it should be I don't believe in thought crimes. I don't think that his negative feelings ought to be criminalized by the government or what have you. If he wants to hate, that's his right to hate. But, I don't respect him for it. And I will never respect him. And his mentality goes a hell of a lot further than the old-fashioned, I don't feel comfortable. I know people like that. I mean, some old school people that they're. I don't think that they necessarily hate, but they, they're just not used to the concept, and they kind of cringe at the thought of it, what have you. But they may otherwise not mean any harm. But this guy was, just horrible as he could be. I mean, and he was a strong proponent of capital punishment, which I think that if anything can make somebody cringe, I think being for the death penalty is something that's cringeworthy. He was just a horrible individual, and I remember I used to run across his program when I moved just outside of Raleigh in 1995. He was on one of the local TV stations. It was kind of syndicated around the country at the time, and they'll play his program, and I just almost forgot about this individual until it was brought to my attention the other day. And as I said, I mean, he's talking about what makes him puke. It's people like him that makes me puke, because he that hateful mentality was so mainstream in the 1980s and 1990s, and it was just like taking a time warp back, and it really doesn't feel like that long ago. It doesn't really feel that like it was that long ago. I'm just saying to myself, wow, and what a dumbass not taking the shot and not taking the vaccines. I mean, these right-wing people who are scared that the liberals are going to take over the country. Well, y'all not taking the vaccine, and y'all not covering yourself up with a mask when you need to do so. You're going to go and kill your whole community away, and your politics will be irrelevant as a result. That's probably the only bright side about it. But my gosh, I don't even want conservatives to do this to themselves. These reactionary, horrible, extreme, ultra conservative types. I'm not saying if you're a conservative, you're a terrible person. I mean, actually, I know quite a few conservatives who come around and are kind of cool with the LGBTQ community, and just that sort of thing. But as I said, I am sorry on a human-to-human level, this guy's dead. But when it comes to his ideas and what he was all about, he was pretty much a piece of shit. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're the muckrakers of our time. Feel free to do that. And hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you're kept up to date by hard-hitting commentary by yours truly. I am American Social Democracy. Peace, class struggle, and tolerance.